Well, hello there once again, everybody. This is your old friend, Jack Miller, going live once again here at Orchard Manor Rehabilitation and Nursing in Medina, New York. I thought I would once again inform everybody of some things that are going on here, and it's not very good. I attended the resident council meeting the other day and learned some very upsetting and discouraging things I thought I would share with some people. It's not very pleasant. You might not like what you're going to hear, but I'm going to let everyone know. Apparently, our distinguished administrator is not doing her job very well. Well, we've learned that the imaginary dietitian that is supposed to be in charge of our diets, and we say imaginary because nobody has ever met this person. It's a corporate dietitian that runs the dietitian works for the entire corporate entity that runs many nursing facilities across New York State. That ORNC LLC and its subsidiaries has all across New York State. This person is in charge of the menus for everybody. And for example, our menu hasn't changed for about 3 years. And by federal guidelines, it's supposed to be constantly changed. 3 years is not constantly changed. Now our administrator knows we want it changed, and she says, well, it'll be changed next spring. And our president and vice president said that's not good enough. They want it changed now. And so does everybody at the meeting. Everybody at the meeting said that wasn't good enough either. We also learned some very... This place doesn't even record waste as far as food. Most restaurants have to do this. This is why this place buys the cheapest, nastiest food they can, because they don't have to record how much is thrown in the trash. Why spend money when it's going to go right in the garbage? Now, corporate ownership, you want to throw money in the garbage? Throw it my way, I'll put it in my pocket. Because it's got to accumulate to hundreds of dollars a day or thousands of dollars a week. This is why people here are losing drastic weight. Myself, I got weighed just yesterday. And in 1 month, it might not sound like a lot, but I lost 4 pounds. And I'll be the first to admit I can lose weight, but not on the corporate Orchard Manor starvation diet that is what people here are calling it. People have just stopped eating the food because it's so disgusting and nasty. And it's definitely far from nutritious. We actually learned at the meeting how this place makes grilled cheese. Now folks, none of us have ever heard of how they make grilled cheese this way. If you have, please leave in a comment if you've heard of this. They toast the bread, butter it on both sides, put the plastic cheese in it, then put it in the oven, and that's how they make grilled cheese. This is why when you go to eat it, the crust is hard as a rock. You can't even hardly cut it. And then when you dunk it in your tomato soup, it leaves what looks like an oil slick. It's disgusting. We should have an on-site dietitian. But no, they have one in corporate headquarters, which is in Tarrytown, New York, which is just north of New York City. We had to look this up to find out. Let's see, what else? Oh, and by the Diabetic Institute, we're also supposed to have snacks at bedtime for diabetics. This has never happened. Diabetics are complaining they are not getting snacks at bedtime. A real dietitian would know this and would make sure that diabetics get their snacks. The menu is far from diabetic friendly or heart healthy. There is so much carbohydrates and starches and breaded food. It's unbelievable. It's sickening. There's very little protein, which is what the Diabetic Institute requires: high in protein, low in carb and starches. And this can be looked up. Just go on their website, read it. It's right there. This is put together by specialists, doctors, diabetic specialists. Any dietitian would understand and know this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to read and understand this. If I can do it, anybody can. Now, why can't they seem to understand this? We are just very frustrated here. We're getting nowhere fast. We're spinning our wheels and going nowhere. We're not a commodity. We're elderly and disabled people. But the ownership and the administration, they don't feel like they need to spend any money to help us and care for us. They give us the poorest care, the poorest food, and just don't care about us. We get aides that ignore us, and we're lucky if we even get our call lights answered after 1, 2, 3 hours or more, especially on our second and third shifts. There's no retribution for any of their actions, and this goes on constantly. We have a puppet administrator, is what the vice president said, and it's apropos. She's nothing more than a administrator license so that the ownership can use her license to run this place into the ground. And the ownership is doing nothing to improve this place. They pinch pennies and treat us like garbage. We all understand inflation has gone up. That's nothing against it. But please, spend a little bit more money so we can get better food, better care, and treated better. Treated like people, not like animals. Spend more money on our food and people will eat it and not get thrown in the garbage. And we'll be getting better nutrition. Some people have lost so much weight that they can't even stand up by themselves anymore. They're so weak. Some people have to be gotten in and out of bed by a machine called a Hoyer, which lifts them up and puts them in their wheelchair. And then when they go to get put it back in their bed, they have to use the same machine to get put from their chair into their bed, because they're so weak from lack of nourishment, because of not eating the terrible food. Some residents have spent the entire night in their wheelchair with their call lights on because the aides just ignore them, push them in their room, and leave them there, and that's all they do. They don't bother to put them in their beds even. So, the improper care is not being dealt with either. So please, people, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because the more people that hear and get frustrated with this, maybe we can get something done. Please help us out in any way you can. Spread the word any way we can get it out there. If this discourages you, makes you mad, upset, or sickens you, please help us do something. Contact any news agency. Contact a politician. Contact the New York State Attorney General, New York State Comptroller's Office. Anything to get us help. We deserve to be treated like people. Just because we're disabled or elderly doesn't mean we're not people, folks. We have already contacted several of these and have been ignored. We would like more assistance. Whatever you folks can out there in video land can do to help us, we would please and welcome the assistance. Please share this video on any form of public media, social media. The more people that see and hear what's being said, the better. We should not have to put up and live this way. We just want to be treated like people. Thank you very much for listening to an old man rant and rave. I appreciate this. So does everybody else that resides at Orchard Manor in Medina, New York. Thank you for your assistance and help.